favor.
Rubik.
Winter
Lone Druid.
Slada.
Brewmaster.
Shadow Fiend.
30 seconds to battle.
A golden thread.
A soldier's fortune.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Oh, I think you're jinxed. As soon as you start watching with us, we have an issue. Come on, guys.
We're almost there.
This one's on Twitch chat.
Oh no, this one's a guy walking there.
Alright, there you go. Probably that instead.
Yeah.
Alright.
We got Velat standing over. He's missed out. I don't know. We have Dota being played. It's a miracle. It's a post-Christmas miracle.
Absolutely. We managed to get game 2 underway, and I shouldn't say that really, should I, Gods? Because it looks like we may have a minor issue. Yeah, it's good to see the players keeping their cool.
Yeah, as always.
I mean, I believe mad in Arteezy speak is like, you know, I'm rad, you know, I'm mad. You know, if someone's mad, it's good, Gods, you know.
Well, he's just referencing the OG coach as well, you know. It's like, oh yeah,
it's the big reveal, isn't it? Artor all along was Sebastian Debs.
Yep.
Wow.
There to sabotage NA Dota from the inside.
What a beautiful French genius he is.
Yeah.
And looks like we've got the goes called again. We should be able to try and see if we can get this on smoothly. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are, of course, in game 2 of the best of 5. Top lane at the moment, S4 and Jarex having a look at Arteezy. Going to be doing their best to harass him back out lane-wise. We've got Zai on the support Wyvern crit as well, making the pulls on the Rubik. The mid lane matchup, Sumail Ember Spirit up against Anna's Shadow Fiend. Sumail actually getting in close and personal, and well, ooh, fairy fire, boys. Anna, can he juke this one out long enough? No, he can't. He's out. Sumail, he'll pay with his life here, but he's going to be more than happy with that one. Picking up first blood and the solo 1v1 in the mid lane at the same time. S4 actually dying on the top lane as Zai, Crit, and Arteezy made a movement in. So EG getting first blood and also getting a second kill up top.
Yeah, already some changes from last game. Last game, well, the initial game, SF was having a bit of a better time against the Ember Spirit, but Sumail getting very aggressive early on. Even didn't lose any money from dying. He bought his boots, TP'd back in, and Anna is going to have his work cut out for him matching up against this Ember Spirit. Now there's a first blood, not just a first blood, but a smoke rotation coming towards his mid lane.
EG playing super aggressive. Crit has a DD as well here. Anna in a lot of trouble if Crit can find the vision to get the telekinesis, and indeed he can. Dragging him back, EG. Pick up a second kill, 2.5 minutes in. Anna getting taken down in the mid lane.
I guess the saving grace, you have got that no-tell Brewmaster farming away, much like he was in the previous game. Universe getting a bit more out of this lane, though. He's already level 3.5 and opting to deny a decent chunk of the experience from no-tell as well, using that conversion pretty actively to see what OG's move is going to be. It's probably going to try and get, like, I mean, Jerix is now level 2.5, get him level 3, maybe level 4. He's going to start rotating around, trying to be the space creator for this OG team.
Yeah, with Anna back into lane, we'll see where Jerix does decide to head. top lane. Once again, S4 just getting harassed back by RTZ. Comes in for a crush. S4 being able to get a decent amount of TS though in this top lane, regardless of the fact that he went down. 8 last hits at the moment on Slaughter. We'll see him head back up on his journeys up towards the top lane. See what Crit's getting up to. Still making the pulls. Nearly on his way to that level 3. And Zai, with the movement into the Radiant jungle, almost certainly going to look to just get some deep warding done. Fly is coming over at a similar time and may even actually catch out Zai's movement here. Make sure that Zai doesn't get anything too much time. Yeah, he should have spotted that one out. So Fly, he's aware of what's going on and will do his best to beat Zai out of his jungle. Again, though, the top lane. Looks like Jerax and S4 tried to go for an aggressive play onto Arteezy, but it's cost S4 life. That's the second time that he's gone down in this off lane.
Doesn't even look like it was that close to dying. He did pop the salve afterwards, but he was more than healthy. Lane, and again, mid lane Ana being just bullied by Sumail. Push back, he's trying to get to the shrine, can barely make it. Yeah, thanks to Fly's presence, holding back this Sumail Ember Spirit, playing incredibly aggressively. And just getting that shrine down them. Themselves into a healthier position, back towards the mid, but hey, look at this. Zai with the Invis rune, seeing if he can get an opening. Ana coming forward, indeed, Flame Guard, and chains it up and immediately going for the kill. Ana being brought down low. There will be a rotation coming through from Jerax, and this time Ana will survive. OG, they won't get the kill, but they do manage to stop Sumail and Zai diving in for that kill onto the SF. Yeah, this is a big worry. This time around, EG winning all 3 lanes currently. I say winning the bottom lane, it's more just the fact that Universe is level 5 already. He's getting out CS, but considering he's an offlaner, this is an incredible amount of farm and experience to have this early on in the game. Yeah, mid lane, Ana, 15 for 1, 23 for 8. Not the biggest of differences considering the pressure that Ana has put against him in this mid lane, so still finding something. Jerax is also kind of babysitting around the mid lane as well, just in case any sort of dive comes in. Top lane. It does feel like the difference is like he's having a rougher time, and OG are being forced to like support him even more. Whereas last game, he was kind of slightly ahead on CS, had a lot of denies, and didn't even need the help. But because of those quick early deaths, OG have had to kind of adapt and play very differently this game. Bottom lane, no tail, getting the space that he would be happy with now that Universe is backed up for a little bit. Stage Universe certainly getting a good start. And no tail, 31 for 15, top of the last hits at the moment. Yeah, it's his blink timing that OG are going to look to play around, likely converge on perhaps top lane, go for a quick kill on the lone druid as soon as he gets that blink. Needs to find some kind of result from a fast blink dagger. It does have level 6 now, so if anyone gets too aggressive in the lane, he can try and punish, try to find the solo kill with his primal split. Ana was hoping for the rune, but Zai able to snipe it. Jerax moving in aggressively, but Universe will TP across. Jerax should be okay. We'll have a Shukuchi again in a couple of seconds. There's also a wraparound, in fact, coming from Fly and Ana. Maybe looking for a potential to get themselves a kill out of this, but already Zai back behind the tier 1s. So at the end of the day, sort of wasted time here for Ana. I mean, at the same time, Sumail did come over himself, so neither mid lane getting any CS. Here. Because Sumail closes gap, he does have the remnants. He wants to go for this straight in. And he is going to get the tearing chains off. Ana will TP out. Universe couldn't quite get in range for the Malefice. The same time though, OG actually did get away with a successful kill. Zai came forward in the lane and immediately No Tail moving forward with Fly and Jerax to take down the Wyvern. Yeah, nice little move. Something kind of mentioned last game, if ideal scenario for No Tail is he pushes this bottom tower before he heads up top, but not easy to do with the Brew. Black Hole, go for the solo straight away. I mean, he's caught out too, in fact, because Fly comes too close, so at the end of the day, that Black Hole, it results in picking up 2 kills for EG Universe. Just with the aptitude to know to just drop it down. That's a big kill, getting that getting the Brewmaster when he's close to the Blink Dagger, and also he's just the most farmed hero in the game at that point, or at least on the OG side. Taking him down with that rotation. Fantastic pickup for the EG squad. And lane Sumail going in aggressively here with the remnants. He's now in fact out of mana. Ana doesn't quite get the raise off, but with the help of Fly TPing through, they will get the kill. The second raise to hit. And Sumail, this time punished for his aggression. Yeah, that's the recovery for Ana he's been needing. He gets the last hit as well. Big chunk of gold gets him closer to those treads, but still space created for Arteezy, who's free farming the top lane. Also going to punish and take this tower. I don't know he'll get away with it. Unscathed is yet to be seen. There is a rotation towards top. Doesn't look like it's going to get there in time. Yeah, can't quite close the gap here, Fly and Jerax. Not able to get near enough in time. They will manage to take themselves the bounty rune. And we'll see where their sights are set next. Fly and Jerax.
Bottom lane, No-Tail back on this trek for his Blink Dagger. 2k gold in the bank, so he will have it done almost certainly without any further interruptions. EG, 4 men in the mid lane. Arteezy hiding up on the top, just playing it careful as a potential movement could have come through from the supports, but indeed they backed off on OG. So Arteezy just making the pull, playing it safe.
Dangerous
EG,
rune for Sumail. He's got the haste.
it could certainly do something here. Indeed, with that great rune on the Ember Spirit, complemented by the fact that Zai and Crit are coming around with the wraparound smoke gang. Anna's got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly that. They'd rather find Anna than Fly. They probably know SF is in the jungle, but long way to die for Sumail. He
wants to do it. Yeah, this is Sumail. No holding back. OG is coming in, not in time to save Anna though. That's one out. They will get the magic missile onto Sumail with split primelings. They are holding him in place, and indeed Sumail, he's going to be chased down by this one. The rock getting thrown through. Remnants across. The rock, of course, still connects, and Jerax is there along with the rest of S4 to finish him off. They're even going to find another one by the looks of it. Crit surrounded by OG. They may have got that Anna kill, but they lose 2 heroes for it. Ooh, Zai only just getting away. There's No-Tail. Came in with a blink clap, but it just wasn't quite in time.
That was beautiful micro from No-Tail. He
split
the Wind Panda off to follow the Remnant and also cyclone the support to make sure there wasn't some kind of like lift or some kind of cold embrace to save Sumail. And then he had it there for when the Remnant came through, so he still had vision of Sumail, and he was even there with the Cyclone if needed to chase Sumail down.
Oh,
very
well
played.
Trying to dive in here with the bear, looking for No-Tail.
He needs to be careful.
There's a big wraparound coming through as well. Clap onto the Fear. Will now start to send No-Tail back incredibly low in the Midnight Pulse. Look at the telekinesis onto Fly. Fly moving forward here with Jerax and S4, trying to chase down Arteezy. He has the bugs on him, but they can't quite close the gap. Artor just turns back around to S4, has the Malefice on him as Universe throws it down. They'll lose the Slardar. Now turning towards Fly. EG pick up a second.
Arteezy should go down to the Jerax dive.
And they will. One more Germinate attack, and Jerax does make sure that at least OG come away with something out of that engagement.
Not too disastrous. They kept Brewmaster alive as well. If he had died there, that's where you look at that like, okay, big win for EG, but still seeing the net worths right now. EG top 3 most farmed heroes in the game, all on their side.
Look at this as well from Fly, quite nifty. Nice little swap, but the good Remnant Dew making it very hard for Fly to have a chance of connecting the magic missile. Sumail still has 1 Remnant left as well, so EG unable to dive it. He's going to be A-OK. As you mentioned, as we switch over to the net worth, top 3 as you said, EG at the moment, and it's going to be even more comfortable, that lead with that tower going down on the bottom lane. More money into the pockets of EG.
But OG, they are trying to stabilize by grouping up a bit, taking some towers of their own, but EG with the Enigma, Ember Spirit, perhaps going to be ready to defend, and Splinter Blast very good for defending their towers as well. It's just Arteezy who probably won't join up with his team so much.
Look at this here, OG into the pit. That's Arteezy and stuff.
Smart
EG,
decision, I think. This is totally going to catch EG by surprise.
Sumail has just picked up the Veil, so they have got huge amounts of damage, but not as huge as OG's. They take down Roshan so quickly with the amount of physical that they have. There'll be a curse drop down onto No-Tail, and No-Tail's out. His team bringing him down. Universe moving forward. The Black Hole gets 2, but Fly. He's there with the swap. The Fear onto 2, sending them back. S4 does get the crush off, but he's not enough to save his team. Anna falling low and can't quite get the Requiem out. He's down once. There'll be a buyback from Jerax. Arteezy continues to chase down the Venge. Telekinesis 2. Faybolt on the back from Crit. Finishes him off, Anna gets the Requiem off, but he's dead. The root's there onto Jerax. He's caught in place. Timelapse is already used. The sentry's down. Crit picks up a triple with the Fade Bolt. And EG, they may not have got the Roche or the Aegis, but they absolutely crush OG there in that team fight.
Big punish. Not getting a Brew ulti off is just the end of a team fight instantly for OG. They're entirely reliant on Brewmaster to get a good Blink Clap ulti off to win a fight. And EG able to get the perfect Winter's Curse off. That in itself was an absolute disaster. The Aegis gets immediately taken out, and EG be very happy with that.
Mid lane, OG.
Time lapse.
Yeah, moving into Crit with that time lapse. He's making them work for it. And in fact, with the stolen magic missile as well, Crit single-handedly holds them off. He's able to walk it out. Some neat little Rubik play there, keeping himself alive.
EG only gets scary as they now have the Veil, and they're going to soon have a mech on Universe's Enigma as well. So this 5-man kind of group up from EG get harder and harder to deal with. Arteezy's got his first item, the Dragonlance, so a lot of right-click damage potential from his hero. And that is a big problem.
Yeah, big momentum being built up here by EG's beginnings. Let's see what OG's plan is going to be there. They are indeed relying, as we said, on a lot to come out from Notel in terms of the plays with his Blink Dagger. It's getting harder and harder to do with the items that EG are bringing together.
Quite hard to play Brew against like Rubik and even the Enigma, because you blink in, you can't, definitely you don't go for the clap, but even if you go for the blink insta ulti, Rubik, if you're fast, you get that lift off before the split can even start, so you have to be very, very careful about your initiations if you're in Notel shoes.
S4 has got the blink on his way out as well, so there will be another little bit of surprise potential that OG have to catch EG off guard. Just have to wait and see if they actually get the chance to do so. Arteezy, and it's safe hiding back up top, will now TP down. Well, maybe looking to join the rest of his team, or at the least put some pressure on this tier 2 on the bottom lane. It's in a good place, the lane at the moment.
They want to take over this Radiant jungle, make sure SF can't farm as much. If he's pushed into the Dire jungle, it's a very vulnerable position to be, so multiple aggressive wards in this Radiant jungle. They've set themselves up to push this tier 2 at bottom.
Jerax has found Zai. EG will be moving across it from the Radiant jungle. We'll take the bug off, quickly holding the back. S4's now in with a quick crush, takes down one, does chainlock onto Sumail. It's enough as EG lose 2, maybe even more here. Crit trying to juke it out in the tree line, but the micro from Hotel is there as he chases him down, hunts him out. Donovan Crush again, Crit trying to make them work for it, and certainly does, but at the end it is all in vain. Jerax picks up the double kill. OG this time the ones to come out on top as they take 3, and EG not in position to do anything in return.
Yeah. Blink surprise from Slada, really helping out OG. Starting to fall pretty far behind until that fight came. Notel doesn't have a split here.
Has to be a little careful. Universe has got a black hole and he will use it if needed. And at the end of the day, it's not. Notel falls down as Zai, Universe Arteezy given the chase down.
And I just had to let Notel go there. Didn't have a split to try and turn it around with. Slada was out of mana. It was not a fight OG could take. But they did get the tier 1 mid going to the Shadow Fiend, so a little edge for Ana, but overall they're probably not too happy about losing a Brewmaster. But it's downtime on the ulti, so this is kind of the farming stage, and this is also the stage where EG, when there's no split, will try and punish and take as many towers as possible. This mid tier 1 tower can't be defended, and possibly even this bottom tier 2, which is very low already, is exactly where EG are going to head.
Absolutely. The line is drawn. EG already have the vision down here, so they know what the situation is.
They don't have the creeps. Weaver pushing up pretty aggressively, just using that swarm to expedite things even. So Jerax recognizing what's coming his way. He's just trying to make sure that he can buy as much time as possible for his team.
And for the time being, OG just looking to build up their resources elsewhere on the map. S4 on fly.
Might cut off the courier here. Oh, is he going to be in the right place?
Whoa.
Both seem to know what's going on here.
Yeah, they seem to be aware that Jerax headed up that way.
Yeah, he was going for the bounty rune and ran to that courier. Sumail's boots to travel on Ember Spirit now, so he's got that extreme mobility around the map. And OG, while Brewmaster splits on cooldown, and while they just feel like EG is going to be a much stronger 5-man team, they've got the ranged Lone Druid, they've got the Enigma with the mech, they're just going to split push it. They take a tier 1 at top, and it's a tier 1 for a tier 2, but really it's the best that you can get right now, as EG still are pulling a bit further ahead.
And I mean, even though they lose the tier 2, as you said, they get this tier 1, they're also putting pressure on both of the tier 2s themselves.
EG's going to pull them back, going to force them back by threatening high ground.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at the power of this push, EG are ready to go in hard on the high ground of OG. They're taking a bit of a beating as Ana to scare it off with Fly and S4 looking for any sort of potential jump. You know, S4 will go if he sees an opening.
Doesn't have a good position there with EG holding that high ground, so back off and immediately smoke. Their lanes are pushed out pretty well in both top and mid, so this is a really nice time to smoke.
And this could be quite a huge wraparound from OG. Could catch EG off guard.
We don't know if they want Ana in the front lines and Sumail invis. Yeah. Even if he's not invis there, they assume when your smoke pops and you're on the low ground and you know they've got that high ground advantage, you just have to back off. So it's like OG gonna fall back. They plan a ward perhaps in front of EG's eyesight, so it may get dewarded, but good job by OG just pulling EG back without overcommitting too much, and they're gonna just once again shove out top lane, try to keep mid lane pushed out. And EG, they want a 5-man, they want to try and force some group up fights. They've even got the Guardian Greaves now, which can help with the minus armor coming out once heroes get low. But OG are kind of playing the split push.
And EG moving into position to defend this here if OG do push on forward.
tough tower to defend with OG having a vision advantage already. Sumail could get quickly burst down by a Blink Crush if he's not careful.
I'll see what EG's plan is. They are with everyone bar Universe at the moment. Universe, that completed Greaves, has got TP scroll as well if he needs to be there in a jiffy. And halfway towards the Blink Dagger, next on Universe's shopping list. Jarex, of course, going straight for the Weaver Aghanims this game. Notel looks like he's well, building up the Vlad, so it's going to be the Aurora carrier for the team. Means a lot is kind of on Anna's shoulders to become the strong carry that they need. He's got the Shadow Blade picked up.
I mean, considering his start, dying a couple of times, getting roamed on constantly by the EG supports, he's now top of the net worth chart.
Yeah. Very impressive.
Fantastically,
I mean, this is something that we do see from Anna in a lot of these games. You know, a lot of the times when he does suffer mid, by all means, it's kind of mid-game, he's able to bring it back, get into the farming patterns that he needs to be. And as you said, just on par with RTZ's Lone Druid at the moment in terms of value.
He's an incredible mid to late game player. That's really where he shines. And G haven't been able to shut him down this game or in game 1 with the Alchemist. So they're trying to make a move and get aggressive again. This is their peak, really. This is at least one of their peaks with the Mech and the Veil. They want to fight.
Let's see what they can go for here. Sumail with the jump in, hit the rear onto one, but S4's there with the 3-man crush. Fly with a follow magic missile, they'll take down Zai. And OG, they're looking to chase for more. Rulings from Notel gets the stun onto Sumail. S4 looks for another crush, but Sumail jukes it off with the Sleight of Fist. They'll take down the Slardar in return. On the back lines, Universe, he goes for the black hole. He is going to fall, but it will enable Sumail to pick up a kill onto another. As Anna's taken down as well. OG aren't done yet though. Notel blinking in with the clap. Sumail slow, he just can't get himself away. Jarex chases him down with the bugs. They found 3. It's a 3-on-3 trade at the moment. Jarex, can he get himself out? No, he can't. With the fear and the stolen raise, Crit bursts him down. And it ends up being a favorable trade for EG. 4 for 3. But it is a very close one.
Yeah, really close fight. Good use of the Brewmaster split again to take the Enigma out of the fight. He was cycloned up for the majority of that initial fight where OG, when they had the split going, they were doing fine. As soon as that split's end, that's where the fight quickly swung back EG's way. It was very hard to deal with him. A great Savage Roar at the end there by Arteezy to make sure that the Weaver did not get another Shikuchi off. Perfectly timed. And as a result, EG there, they come out on top. Arteezy doing a lot of damage there. This build makes him perhaps almost a top target in these fights. Problem is that both Arteezy and Sumail both dish out a huge amount of damage, and it feels like OG can focus one, but perhaps not the other. The Savage Roar helps protect Arteezy. They've got the Guardian Greaves as well, the Cold Embrace. They've got good defensive tools, and OG need to be careful about how they approach these fights. They didn't get the best Requiem off with Anna. He maybe need to try to get on top of them and synergize with the Slardar Crush, but EG were just very good on the defensive.
And like OG now, looking to get offensive, moving into the jungle. Sumail reaching up Jarex. RTZ coming in as well. Will send him back with the Fear. Notel tries to finish off Zai. The Cold Embrace is there in time, and now the turnaround. They'll go for the lift. Fly with the swap to save Notel. S4 came in with the crush as well, but the root onto 2. S4, he's out. And OG, they're going to be losing more as Fly's chased down as well. A second death. OG getting punished for their aggressive play as they chase down EG into EG's own jungle.
Very deep. You're right by a tier 2 tower. I think OG felt okay with it just because they had a good vision around the area. The observer ward there sees a lot, but they didn't have the split just yet. It was about 5 seconds away, and Venge had to just swap just to save Notel.
And they're not done yet with this high ground observer ward. They see Notel, swap him back into their grasp. EG picking up a third off the back of that. Roshan is up. That could very well enable them to have the opening to go in and finish it. A lot of damage is there on our tour. OG, can they contest it? That's the question.
If they get there fast with a buyback on Brewmaster, say they definitely can, but a buyback on Brewmaster is very costly at this stage of the game, especially considering Notel is not all that farmed.
They know the state of it. They want to go by the looks of it. Sumail, it does have an invis zone that allows them to catch off Anna at the start of it. Immediately going in with the telekinesis. There'll be a Fly swap, getting Anna out of harm's way. Fly has to give his life for the cause though. He saves Anna, but he loses his own life. EG now moving back into the pit.
Brewmaster, they're going to shrine up and look to contest this one.
Can they do it here? OG need the perfect jump in. EG are bringing Roshan down low. The bugs are still out, so OG know the situation. They're trying to look for the long wraparound from the side. Can they time the jump perfectly?
Beetle's back up.
Universe has got a black hole, so OG have to be careful. Sumail jumping in with the sleight of fist. Indeed it is. EG will claim Roshan. RTZ picks up the Aegis. We'll see if OG can find any kills off the back of it, though. They will be able to take down the bear. Instantly resummon. A bit towards Universe.
Be careful.
Anna indeed is getting focused here by Naruto and Sumail. He'll look to try and go for the ultimate, but immediately the Savage Roar is there to cancel it. Chris there with the wraparound, lifting up the Shadow Fiend. Anna tries to turn and fight, but a quick sleight of fist from Sumail finishes off the Shadow Fiend. So EG securing Roshan, an Aegis, and a Shadow Fiend kill at the end of it all.
Yeah, just too much kind of one by one. There's always one hero missing from OG. Like if they have the Venge there, and he didn't have to earlier swap save the SF, it could be very different. They just didn't have the vision control around the area. EG have observer wards, sentries, multiple observer wards in fact, and that area was just so well contained. It was such a safe Roshan for game. Unless OG made a perfectly timed initiation to the Roshan pit as it was low, they'd have to have done so blind. It was a very just like easy Rosh for EG, and now they're ready to press forward. This long range sniper lone druid just so hard to deal with, so hard to get close with him. With a Mjolnir, his damage output really starting to amp up.
And EG ready to do some damage up to the high ground tier 3s. Fortification will come out from OG.
Look at his attack range, it's just absurd. He sits so far back, the bear gives him the vision he needs as well to hit this.
I'm talking about the bear will fall here.
The hero isn't about the bear so much anymore. Perhaps when sieging it still does some decent damage, but it is not easy for OG to fight into EG anymore.
Is using the space given up on the map to get some farm out for the top lane, and
he's got his axe.
He has got it. 25 minutes in, considering all things said and done. It's a fast time for this support roaming Weaver.
Notel, who's really suffered as a result of how this game's developed. He's been forced to play that space creating role and really help the SF get farm, but it's really come at the cost of his own farm. Still no Vlad's bottom 3 in overall net worth. Hasn't played poorly by any means. It's just been a tough game, and the way things have felt for the OG side. Dewards some of this dire vision, but there's still a lot more needed.
What do you think about this decision from Anna to get the fully fledged Silver Edge early on this game?
Looking at what he's up against, no amazing things to break. It's a bit more just for the stats, the lower cooldown as well, but realistically, I think it was just one of those things where it's like there didn't seem to be an obvious item he needed. I think BKB is really important against all of these heroes. Yeah, there's the black hole to go through, the entangle theoretically goes through, but the large amount of magic damage, and the Ember Spirit alone is like should make you want to get a BKB. He's going for more like raw stats type approach.
OG grouping up around the tower. They do yeah, they've got a smoke on flight.
We'll have to see what the Weaver can do with this time lapse. That's the big spell for them as far as being able to salvage these team fights. They've now got time lapse as well as the swap save, in fact, so a couple very good saving tools. And their physical damage is definitely not to be forgotten when you've got Slada with the SF, 2- armor heroes, the Vlads to amplify physical damage. You have the Greaves. I mean, Ember's Veil and Blade. He's even gotten into the Blade Mail, so he's really prioritizing getting as much armor as possible.
And as you mentioned, you absolutely need it against this lineup of OG. Hurricane Pike finished on RTZ now on top of the Dragon Lance, so he's going to be even more slippery in these fights. Unless OG can get a good jump in on the back line. Already smoking up out of the base, Anna will reveal himself, looking to farm and clear up the mid lane. So they'll be doing this movement without the SF.
I like the decision to do that, though. It makes it a bit less obvious. Anna can rotate up there very quickly with the Silver Edge. He's going to head up there now, and perhaps EG won't expect OG to be on top of them this fast. S4's ready to go with the Blink Rush. With an Aegis, RTZ is not the ideal target to initiate on.
And EG know that, putting him at the front lines here. Making OG seriously question how they go for it. Iceport does see the opening, jumps in onto the backline, finds Crit, immediately loads eyes there with the Cold Embrace, keeping Crit alive. He's able to get himself out as well, immediately removing himself from the fight. A Winter's Curse onto S4, bring him down low, Fly will swap him back, making sure the last few hits from the team don't come through. So he does manage to save his teammate.
OG need to get the hell out of this one. They've killed nothing and everyone on EG is full HP.
Yeah, and now comes the end of the primal split there. No tail caught as he was very, very deep.
Oh, it's stolen by Rubik too, Crit. gets his hand on a big spell for this upcoming push.
40 seconds without the Brewmaster as well.
EG have everything. They still have a lot of their ultimates. Just the Winter's Curse being used. They lose the Aegis though. But even so, defending right now looks very difficult for OG.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge push here. Crit actually already blinking him forward here with the telekinesis into the primal split, setting up onto Ana, who thought he was safe deep behind the tier 3, but Crit just jumping forward, using the ult immediately. Beautiful play, and that will secure EG this top lane of Rax. No doubt about that.
Yeah, will they be able to go for more? It doesn't look like they're going to go to anything else immediately, but it's so hard for OG to engage. There's that constant threat of a black hole, and you don't need to actually use black hole for the spell to be effective when OG just can't group up. If they all 5-man go on someone like a lone druid, that's setting up Universe for that 5-man black hole, so very hard to engage, and EG looking for that second lane now with no SF.
Jumps in, immediately S4 there with the response, but Crit with the response to the response. Universe just straight up using the black hole, but there's the Axe time lapse. Takes S4 out of it. Be fine. EG, she having to back up now. OG can't quite punish it though. EG too speedy there with their removal of from the cells of the fight. And we'll just back up and keep it cool after that bit of a hasty play it towards the mid lane.
Everyone's stacked with gold. Everyone on the EG side after claiming a Rax is like 2 to 3k gold on every hero. So this is where you start like picking up a couple more items. Low Druid's about to die BKB. It looks like Sumail has a Shiver's Guard queued up, and again, all you have to do is stay alive to dish out damage. No one's got BKBs on this Radiant side yet, so Shiver's Guard armor is the solution. It's all in on the physical damage at this point for OG.
On top of the Ags, Weaver, Garrett with the Solar Crest as well. So even amplifying even more the potential of OG's lineup once they get a lockdown onto a hero of EG. But as we've seen in the last few fights, it's proven very hard to do so.
Yeah, I mean, Jerix's farm is fantastic and all that, but he's playing a utility. If he'd gone into, I'm not saying he necessarily should have gone into more core items, it's the fact that he's the second most farmed hero on his team, but he's playing a support type role. Ags, Solar Crest, Weaver is not the kind of hero you want to have as the second most farm. You'd rather that, I mean, even Slaughter having a BKB, but more ideally it's the Brewmaster as well getting farmed. So OG's farm distribution is just not where they'd like to see it right now.
Universe working towards the Lincoln Sphere. To make it that little bit harder for Fly to be able to cancel those big black holes with the Vengeful Spirit play.
Yeah, at that point, he can go in as soon as he sees, because Slaughter's starting the fights with a Blink Crush, and it means he can counter-initiate, and typically the Venge Swap being held onto to counter a black hole. And once that Crush is, well, at that point you may even have to hold the Crush just to stop a black hole, but he's the initiator. You can't just be holding onto a Crush while your opponents push high ground. S4 has to be going in to slow things down and set things up for his team.
Alright, EG. All the tier 2's taken. They'll move now over to the shrines. RTZ, 18,500 net worth. A clear 4,000 ahead of that of Anna's. And fair bit ahead of No-Tail this game. No-Tail with nearly just under half of the, well, quite a bit under half the net worth of what RTZ has. As you mentioned earlier, No-Tail, it is this kind of choice to play this hero, the Brewmaster. You're going to suffer. If you aren't finding the momentum early on, he's just not a hero that farms gods.
Sneaky little courier find from Jarix. He's just farming the enemy jungle and taking their bounty runes, and suddenly finds a courier waiting at that secret shop, so slow down some of these item pickups. Looks like that would have been, yeah, the ultimate. I mean, Universe can still get it. He has his items in his stash, but the Shivers recipe for Ember was on that courier, so won't be able to pick that up for a couple of minutes.
I guess the good news though for EG really with this sort of pace, they don't mind waiting a couple of minutes. It certainly doesn't feel like EG are under pressure to do anything.
They're waiting for Roche, soon. You know, that's going to be the claim for them, something which they fought very well around. They haven't got the vision around the pit just yet. It's probably on their mind, like, all right, let's get ready to use our smoke. Roche will be respawning soon, get some wards up around that pit, and set ourselves up to take game number 2 and even up the series.
OG, understandably playing very, very scared at the moment as they're kind of just grouped up near to their high ground. I know that any time that they come out, they are susceptible to being jumped on by EG. Looks like they did spot out EG kind of coming up and down these stairs here, though. So one of the reasons why they are now coming out again, out across the map. And yeah, it's this farm project. It seems that they feel as well, with Notel in the position he's in, you've got to now look to Jerax to farm. You give Jerax the lane, Notel, he's just going to remain at this. He has his ult, he has his initiation. But a Weaver potentially is going to be able to do a lot more if he gets the farm.
Yeah, the nice thing with the Weaver is he can actually safely farm the other side of the map. He can split push better. He doesn't get ganked as easily, so... Oh, Ana.
Immediately the opening is seen from EG. The damage goes through. S4 comes in with the crush, but RTZ gets the blink off in time. Now, R2 actually taking a fair bit of damage there with the amplify and the right clicks of the SF. Back on the back lines though. The jump in there onto S4. That's one out. Ana goes for the ultimate here, but Universe, he survives. Walks out, goes back in, and but immediately cancelled there. The Black Hole taken down by Fly with the swap. Universe trying to run, trying to hide. He's not going to make it. OG will bring down the Enigma. Jump across from Sumail, remnanting away. Holds on to Notel and S4 there with the chains. TZ looking towards Jerax, but Ana actually picked up a double kill. He took down Zai. OG aren't done yet. S4 jumping forward with the crush onto RTZ. Crit, what can he do? He's stolen the amplify, but he's losing teammates fast. There's 3 dead. At the same time, Sumail came in on the back lines and he's taken down 3. Crit, still alive. Looking to play his way around Fly. He will steal the time lapse, but he doesn't get the chance to get it off. Fly and Jerax finish off Crit in time. Sumail gets out. But that fight, a bit of a mess really from both sides. We saw kind of on the back and the front at the same time. The backline is getting picked off by both Sumail and what seemed like Ana respectively. And Sumail, he's not done yet. He finds Fly out. Will pick up another one to add to his tally this fight.
Yeah, Shadowfiend did 6,500 damage that fight, but Requiem really came up big and Sumail couldn't really be dealt with too well, but Ana finding those kills helps him out a huge amount. He's suddenly looking a bit more potent here in the late game with the Manta, the Silver Edge, and give him another big item. Suddenly he's not so easy to deal with. And Jerax is rich as well. He didn't die that fight. He's got 4.2k gold, level 21. He really can go into, I think he needs to go into some kind of big core item at this point.
For sure.
Get some damage going.
He's going to go for the Lincoln Sphere.
That's fine. It's a item that helps him transition to a core, but also helps his team out a bit. And then after this, I'd love to see a damage item though.
Yeah, we can see a bit of a wobble there on the graph because of that last fight. Still certainly EG with the lead.
Yeah, and they're going to get a Roshan now. This is too hard to stop this when you've got to push out this top lane. Even the mid lane with the rain tracks missing is needing some attention, so OG have to attend to their lanes. They can't stop Roche. And this one is Aegis and Cheese. Means the next fight is going to be very hard to take. This is where Artesia was able to help push and take that first top lane of Rax was off of an Aegis, and with another Aegis, does feel like this is do or die for OG. They've got to come up with some miraculous team fight to win this game.
It's easy. Point booster queued up, so almost sadly looking for the Skadi as his next purchase. And if he keeps at the rate of farm that he's had, he's going to have it very shortly on his hands. Yep, still sitting at the top, 22,500 on this lone druid. That's ridiculous amounts of farm speed. Pretty much comparable to even the old school lone druid with the Midases and the Radiances. It just goes to show how strong this new version of building this lone druid is. You were 36 minutes in, Skadi, full out Mjolnir, BKB and Hurricane Pike complete.
It's a big problem, and he's going to be right-clicking around this tier 3 tower bottom lane. OG need to assemble as soon as possible. If they lose this bottom lane, it's effectively all over.
Here we have it. RTZ preparing to go in. What's OG's solution? Immediately popping the fortification. They need to stop this somehow. Ana starting to move forward, turns towards the bear. We'll have to bring it down, but as you mentioned, RTZ doesn't care for the bear. With the Winter's Curse onto Fly, immediately down, but the time lapse in there, with the Universe in with the Black Hole, catches out 3, they've lost 3, Universe with a triple kill. There'll be a buyback immediately from Ana, but EG going in hard though, Universe's initiation, and now they're just taking down Notel through the ultimate. The damage coming out from Artur, sending this Brewmaster back to the base, and for a long time as well. They'll kill him. No tails out. 50 seconds. Will buy back. To mail in onto Anna. Slider Fist as well. Anna, can he get his way out of this? He's trying to channel up the ultimate, but he can't do it. He's down. GG is called. And EG there, pretty much sealing game 2 with Universe's brilliant Black Hole.
Some very well played team fights. That first fight around the Roche campaign for EG with the Winter's Curse, they never really felt like they were being threatened by